Hey guys, it's Melanie with Midnight Screaming. So I, like many others, love a good rom-com. It's fun to just lose yourself in the ridiculousness of rom-coms, but sometimes when you're watching it, you're kind of thinking, would this couple last long-term or not? Here's my list of famous rom-com couples and how long I think they would probably realistically last. Apologies in advance if you're not a huge fan of what I say about your favorite rom-com. Totally get it. Feel free to voice your frustrations in the comments. But here we go. So Sleepless in Seattle, great movie. I have a problem with one of the main characters. They're not even together really at the end of the movie. They just kind of meet for the first time. Great. And so you're kind of left with the possibility of what might happen. I'll tell you what probably will happen. The moment that Annie admits that she hired a private investigator to kind of track Sam and his son, the moment she tells him, hey, yeah, I flew to Seattle to kind of spy on you and stalk you, and while I was engaged to another dude, I'm sorry, I think he would probably be like, Creep City, I'm out. I love Meg Ryan, I love Tom Hanks, but this movie, I don't think they would stay together. I just don't see it after she admits to all the weird stuff she does. Robbie and Julia from The Wedding Singer, perfect couple. They're staying together till the day they die. There was like no way that they were ever breaking up. I feel like they're true love. I just don't see this relationship ending. In my opinion, this is the best Drew Barrymore and Adam Sandler project that they've ever worked on. I love this couple. This couple, on the other hand, from Blended, there is no way. I don't see them staying together. I don't even think they like each other that much at the end of the movie. I feel like the pressure that now all their kids are kind of together and having fun, yet that would probably add a couple months to the relationship because they're trying to figure out like, how can we make this work? But I don't think they have that much in common. I don't even think they like each other. So I'm going to say 6 months tops. Henry and Lucy. I think obviously they're going to stay together. We see them later in the movie. They're on that boat and she has a daughter and he's explaining to her like, hey, you had a kid. Woohoo. Yeah, I think they would stay together. But my problem is if you just changed a couple details from this movie, it would make a great horror movie. Because could you imagine waking up to a stranger? You're on a boat, deserted in the middle of the ocean, and the stranger's explaining to you that you are married. That would be terrifying to wake up every morning to a strange man. But Henry loves her, and she seems to love him. So obviously they would stay together. But I do question consent. Ben and Beatrice from Anyone But You. I don't know, maybe like a year. Maybe they'll last long term. Maybe they'll make it to the end because their families sure are invested. I think they could make it long term because their families are just so involved in their relationship that I think the moment they have like a disagreement or argument where they might just kind of like jump ship and leave, I think their families would be so involved that they would kind of help them work through any conflict. So I do kind of see them lasting long term, if only because their family is just too involved into their relationship. I think Kimberly and Michael lasted. But I do think they're going to cut out Homegirl at some point because she is super messy drama. I think eventually she would try to do something else to end their marriage and they would have to unfriend her in a sense. Maybe she learned her lesson, but I kind of doubt it. And so I think they would make it long term as long as they cut ties with Homegirl over here. Sam and Josie from Never Been Kissed. No, he should be in prison. No, he should go to jail. I don't see this working out. He was okay with like, ooh, are you a minor? That sounds fine. I'm a 30-something-year-old teacher. That works. No, I think jail immediately. Maybe they would last long term, but I just think the creep factor that he was like perfectly fine with dating a minor and then he got mad when he found out she wasn't a minor would have been the best lie to hear if you were somewhat attracted to her and learned, oh, you're actually an adult woman I could legally date. Great. But instead he was like, really? You're not a minor? Wow. So no, I don't know if they'd last, but jail immediately. Okay, Lucy and Jack from While You Were Sleeping. This is my all-time favorite rom-com of all time. I think they are making it to the end. They're fully in love. They're going to be traveling together. They're going to have a wonderful life. It's a great pair. Love is real. Bridget Jones and Mark. I don't know if they're going to end up together long term. I mean, their relationship is so up and down. They're breaking up. They're getting back together. It's just so much. I don't know. The relationship kind of gives me a headache, but I really do like Bridget Jones and I like Mark. It's just like, I don't know. I just feel like there's too much drama in this relationship. And so I feel like they would get a divorce eventually, and then later they'd find each other again, and it'd be a whole thing. And we'll probably see it in Bridget Jones 5 or something. I don't know. I feel like they probably would stay together, but there would be a couple divorces in there. I'm just tired thinking about it. Buttercup, Wesley, the Princess Bride, yeah, they're staying together long term. I don't see them breaking up ever. I think they're in goals, in game, you know. Okay, I might make some people angry with my thoughts on the holiday. I think only one couple of these two would survive. Iris and Miles would make it long term. I don't think Amanda and Graham would probably make it. My only thought is Iris would probably move to be with Miles and vice versa, because they don't have kids. She probably wants to leave her job anyway because, you know, ex working there, awkward. They just seem, I don't know, the vibes are just good with Iris and Miles. With Amanda and Graham, I just feel like it would be hard for him to move to the U.S. to be with her because, you know, his kids are all situated. They're in school. The grandparents are there. Like, that's where their lives are. And then Amanda, she just seems really driven in her job. Like, it would be hard for her to leave, like, her big-ass mansion to move across the pond. I just think the logistics of the relationship would maybe not make it easy. So I think it would probably last, like, a year, maybe, before they kind of called it quits. And I don't know if Amanda and Mr. Napkinhead can make it. I just don't know. Would Lloyd and Diane make it and say anything? I think probably yes, because he worked so dang hard to win her over, to make it work. Hopefully they would last, but sometimes, like, couples are so young, you're kind of like, eventually, are they going to grow apart because they don't really even know who they are yet? You know, so that might be the case for these two, but they might last long term. I'm pulling for you, kids. Obviously, Tula and Ian, they're lasting long term. There's already several movies. They're in love. They've had several kids together. They're dying together. Like, till death do us part. These two are together forever. I think Jane and Kevin from 27 Dresses would probably stay together, but I would worry for her because it just seems like most of her life has been built up around the fact that she really wants to have the perfect wedding. Finally, her wedding. She's been to so many weddings. She's been to all these wedding parties. She just wants to have her own wedding and be the star. And now that the wedding's over, are they going to last? Was it just the idea of getting married that like drove her to, I don't know, be with Kevin? I feel like they would last only because it'd be too embarrassing for her if it didn't work out and she'd have to be like, hey, I'm getting a divorce. Looking forward to the next wedding. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. There's no way that Danny and Sandy are making it past like a good 6 months. They really have nothing in common. Yeah, Sandy changed your clothes and was like, oh, yep, look at me, I'm Sandy. Changing who you are for a man is already super problematic. I mean, they sing well, nice music, but long-term relationship, probably not. Jenna and Matt from 13 Going on 30, absolutely, they're staying together till the day they die. They are perfect. Clearly, they got together when they were 13, and then they've made it into their 30s, so they're clearly in a very long-term relationship already by the end of the movie, and they seem super happy. Who doesn't love Mark Ruffalo, Jennifer Garner? I mean, I don't see them breaking up. I see them together long-term. I don't mind admitting that I like Love Actually. I don't mind admitting that I watch it every Christmas, but there is no way that any of these people have stayed together. The only couple that had any sort of hope in staying together long term are these two. These two are the only couple from Love Actually that have probably made it long term. The porn stars, you know? They seem super sweet, no drama, no mess, very respectful, consensual. I love it. I think they're a great couple. I personally think Margaret and Andrew from The Proposal would make it work. I think they would last long term. I feel like they've put so much work into their relationship already that it cannot fail. He has a nice supporting family. She has been missing that. I think it would work. I think they have put in enough work to where it makes sense for them to last long term. I think Princess Mia and Nicholas from Princess Diaries 2 would make it long term. I think there's enough chemistry there. I think they have enough in common, enough of the same common goals to make it last long term. Plus, it's Chris Pine, you know? I don't see them breaking up. This one is a toss-up for me because Ben and Andy, these two sociopaths, I think they deserve each other, but I do not see them really making it long-term, or they could surprise us and, like, die together. There's just so much mess involved. I think both of them really need to invest in therapy, probably couples therapy and individual therapy. I just don't really see these two making it long term. Let the love fern die. I think their relationship will eventually implode, but who knows, they might surprise us all. I love 10 Things I Hate About You. I love Patrick and Kat. I would hope that they would make it, but I kind of have a feeling that once they both got into college, after like maybe 2 or 3 years, they might call it quits because now they're kind of like going in 2 different directions. I don't know. I love them so much though. I love this movie. Such a great movie. But I don't know. I just don't know. Harry and Sally from When Harry Met Sally would definitely stay together long term. They're perfect together. They know each other's quirks. They're friends. That, I feel like, is the foundation of any relationship, is to be good friends with your partner. They are best friends. They are making it long term. I just don't think there's any way that these two would break up, because it took so long for them to finally get together. I think they are together for life. Okay, Maggie and Ike from Runaway Bride. I think that they would make it long term, but I think both of them need to be in therapy because there are just too many insecurities at play, too much kind of past mess that I feel like they both need to look inward, work through, and then they'll have a perfectly happy and nice relationship. I do think that they can make it long term, but I do think both of them really need to do some self-searching and work on some aspects of their past to be the most healthy versions of themselves. Okay, I'm probably going to piss off a lot of people with my opinions about this movie. I don't like You've Got Mail. There, I've said it. I don't like it. I don't like these people. I think Joe is kind of a jerk. I think he's deceitful. I think he kind of had fun being deceitful to Kathleen. I don't feel like he learned anything by the end of the movie. I don't think either one of them really did. We're both also cheating on their partners, having an emotional affair with each other. I don't like that. I don't like the idea of like, oh, well, we're just talking online. It's no big deal. Yes, it is. That is cheating. That's emotional cheating. I don't root for these people. The moment that the cheating comes into play, I'm like, I'm out. I don't care for them. I don't really care for this movie, and I apologize if that offends you, but I don't like it. I might make some people mad about this as well, but I really don't think Vivian and Edward stayed together long term. He's kind of a little bit of a creep. She is so young and he is not. They would be together for a couple years and then she would kind of learn more about herself. I think eventually he would start being kind of shady and maybe like get another prostitute, and it'd be like this whole divorce, and but good for her. Hopefully by then she had enough collateral to start her own business or follow her dreams or something. I just don't really see them lasting together, just the age difference and also the creep factor a little bit. I mean, like, he's nice enough, but I just get weird vibes. You know what I'm saying? I like Lainey and Zach from She's All That. I don't know if they would last long term because I just don't know how much in common they have. I do feel like they're both driven. They're both smart people. I can see them lasting long term. I just wonder how much they really have in common, Okay, guys, those are my thoughts. Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments, whether you agree, disagree. Just feel free to let me know if my opinions are way out of pocket. Obviously, I hope the best for everyone, but some of these couples may not make it long term. Who knows? Hope y'all have a great week. Bye.